We're at Scene and Green Mile. I'm tired, boss. Hey, everybody. And the reason why I'm saying that is because that's what it's like being an activist. I'm tired, boss. But we have so much more to do. All right, let's get into this. Today's contestant in the world of fucked up American justice would be Mr. Sean and Ebony Worsley. I hope I said your last names right, guys. Um, Man, this is a fucking horror story. Nope, there's the wrong one. Let's get to it. It's gonna be so depressing. So, can you imagine being arrested for your authorized card in the wrong state? Like, not your state. So, this gentleman lived in Arizona. Uh, his and the articles will be in the links and everything. His biggest criminality is playing air guitar. And when you read the article, uh, first off, if you've ever been to Alabama, if you've ever been to the South, I spent quite a lot of time there, and it's interesting, especially as a brown man, because everybody likes you. But the South is still 1930s, 1940s. It's prevalent. You know, the reason why Black Lives Matter, to say it's so important, is because of the South. The reason why systematic racism still exists, in part, is the South. You know, in Biloxi, Mississippi, there's a mansion there, a Confederate mansion of John Davis. That was a national landmark, like revered. He was the Confederate general. He was the guy that started, like, killed so many Americans. So I always understood the imbalance that there is still in America. And it just goes to show it. This was 4 years ago. This guy was driving from Arizona, stopped in Mississippi with his wife to visit her family, that was going to go on to North Carolina, but got pulled over because one small town cop saw him playing air guitar at one gas station, and then another small town cop saw him listening to loud music. Like, where's the crime? But being black. There is no crime here. The even the marijuana he had, the amount he had, and then also there were prescription pills, but they were prescribed. And God forbid he had a gun on him. Can you imagine? He could have got shot just for having it. Like, they found it, and then they would shoot him. Just be like, you probably were going to shoot me with that anyways. So, Sean and Ebony Worsley's, they spent 4 days in jail after initial arrest in 2016. And then they got out. They've been fighting back and forth, pleading, and then a beautiful couple, just happy on a road trip. After, and here's the thing with the judicial system, as we all know, once you get in, it's a fucked up thing to get out of. It's layered with fines, fees, due dates that you have to be in certain places, and that's exactly what happened to him, man. So Sean missed a, and here's the thing too: if you get arrested out of state or get a ticket or whatever, especially for weed, most of the time they don't mess with you. They don't. It's not worth their time. I still got standing warrants in Wyoming. I still like Wyoming. Casper, that was a great place, but if I get pulled over in Wyoming, I don't have bigger issues. But I didn't. So, anyways, they spent 6 days in jail. A year later, they had issues with the bondsman, telling them that the judge was revoking bonds on all the cases that he managed. So, that's just an admin issue. Like, what the fuck? You don't plan for that kind of stuff. Sean pleaded agreement, 16 months probation, right? And then, because they live in Arizona at the time, his probation was transferred to Arizona instead of Nevada, where he lives now. Again, the court system gets complicated and it's not in your favor. It does not let you travel and be an American. It does not let you be an American. So, as they were rebuilding their lives, they checked in with the Arizona probation manager, probation officer. She told him that their month-to-month rental did not constitute a permanent address. So again, more stipulations, more you have to meet this paperwork bottom line. It goes on later that the VA rejected him because for smoking cannabis for medical purpose and his legal documentation in court. And then later on, in January 2019, last year, they're homeless again because of all these grievances against them for failure to have a month-to-month or for consuming being a choice for your medicine. And then, so these poor people. Ebony, she needed a heart surgery. Sean was taking extra gigs to pay the rent and surgery. Again, life's not cheap. As Sean was getting his life back together again in 2019, they were in a financial hole again. His card expired. In early 2020, Sean gets pulled over with an expired medical card, PTSD, so many issues, and he's honest with the cop. And honestly, look, everything I do and have been doing for activism has been for a better society, which includes the police. I am pro-police. I love Seattle Hemp Fest and to prove that potheads and people can get along because there are real crimes to focus on, but not for people in Alabama and when he got pulled over. So Alabama, wait, where he goes? Okay, so he got pulled over. This is so heartbreaking. He got pulled over in 2020 on the way to his sister's home where he was going to help with a minor repair. He had some pot on him. The officer noticed that he was terrified. They asked him why. He explains everything. The warrants in Alabama. The officer told him not to worry. They're not going to extradite over a little weed, which most normal human beings on a level of evilness, the potheads are just civil disobedience. But when they called to make sure, Alabama said, bring him to Pickens. What the fuck? Alabama, you're extraditing this guy for a mine. What they're doing is they're milking him as an asset, right? So if he can't pay his fees, he can't pay his fines, he goes to jail where he's free labor. Right? So this story was first picked up by the Alabama Appleseed, which is a law type website for Alabama. And then later it was picked up by Alabama Political Reporter. So the reason why I'm focusing on the Alabama part of this, because like I said, the South is just hideous. And if you need more documentation, in the Appleseed article, it takes you to this Alabama's war on marijuana. And it's a great PDF, couple hundred pages report about the imbalances of justice that have been going on and how lives have been impacted and ruined over small amounts of weed. Look at these people. 4 people's lives. They don't hire felonies. All my bank accounts are closed. I used to work and make my money. Had nothing to do with the weed. This needs to stop, man. So I got one more prisoner video to do after this. And, for me, it's about sharing people's stories, sharing awareness, bringing it to light. Maybe you can Google Sean Worsley, Worsley. Look, he's on the Washington Post, too. That's another one I forgot to mention. But Google him. Maybe you can help. Maybe, I don't know. Watch whatever GoFundMe's are out there. Donate. I don't know. But that's how we help people out, is we share the stories and put more visibility on it. So our legislators and other people who think they're in charge or officials or who care about you will do something, because that's what we need. We need people to do something. And I really hope you do. Anyways, until next depressing video. Peace.